Pandem Bande Waji Waji Ji Ji Wadi Holaji
one gone beyond profane swearing, typically people think for their way being, perfected knowledge and good conduct, cigar shelter of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be trained, teacher of gods and human beings, to you the completely unbelievable Buddha, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer and the sharper. I prostrate, make offerings, and to the founder, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the one God beyond, the great destroyer, the completely perfected for your awakened being, perfect knowledge and good conduct, cigar shelter of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you the completely unfolded awakened one, the endowed transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer and the sharper. I prostrate, make offerings, and go glory. When no supreme amongst humans should have born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise, then I prostrate. The pure body's form supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, vein that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme signs, face like spotless smooth, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Dust-free like you, 3 worlds above, incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The saving compassion, the founder having all understanding, the field of miracles, faultless hypostation, to you the one gone to vastness I prostrate. The purity that frees one from passion, the virtue that frees one from all realms, the one path of sublime reality, to the Dharma that pacifies I prostrate. Those who are liberated and dwarfs the sure path of liberation, the holy field of light and realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you the sublime community intending virtue I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the Great Sangha, to all 3 every devout homage, to all worthy of respect, bound with bodies as many as all realms atoms form as space, with supreme faith I pay homage. Do not permit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all seeing, subdue the 12 faults and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness and death. To page 15 for the Heart of Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. I prostrate to the Arya Triple Gem. Thus did I hear at one time that Bhagavan was dwelling on Massaparvis mountain in Rashtrakuta, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Bhagavan was absorbed in the concentration on the Katha Phenomenon. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Master Maharya Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of any application. Then through the power of Buddha, the venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Master Maharya Avalokiteshvara: how should any fundamental be trained who wishes to practice the effective view of the profound perfection of wisdom? He said that the Bodhisattva Master Avalokiteshvara said this to the venerable Shariputra: Shariputra, son of the lineage of the Lord, who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should walk on the right way, perfectly obedient to any of those 5 aggregates also as empty of any application. Form is Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, composition, practice, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are emptiness. Without characteristic, unperceived, staveless, not without state, not deficient, full, Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no composition or practice, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no odor, no taste, no object of touch, and no thought. There is no eye,
is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and harm. There is no exalted wisdom, no accumulation of Shari Putra, therefore, because there is no end. Bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom. The mind without alteration, without fear. Infinitely vast and also manifestly complete vast and possible Therefore, the mantra, the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequal, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as the truth since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared. Tayata gate gate, paragate, parasamgate, bodhisoha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Bhagavan arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage. It is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Bhagavan having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharadavaputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised. That's spoken by the Bhagavan. To page 25 for the short mandala. Sashi Jushin Riratmin Ganpati Sanje Shindu Mete Uvaji Chokonanda Shingla Chapasho Jetsa Lama Tampa Chinchi Chugu Kala Jinsi Chuchini Chitar Sambe Dushin Simala Sake Chugi Chapa Paptuso Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamnidiyataya
Sanje Jalan Zaje Jalan
Chanchu Badu Dani Chansuchi Tagye Jinsen Chipe Sonamji Chola Pinche Sanje Drupa Sho
Sanje Jalan
Chadan
Zaje
Sache
Jalan
Chanama Chanchu Badu Dani Chansuchi
Tagye Chechen
Chipe Sonamji Chola Pinche Sanje Drupa Sho
Sanje Jalan Zaje
Chanamna Chanchu Badu Dani Chansuchi
Tagye
Jinsen
Chechen
Chipe Sonamji Chola Pinche Sanje Drupa Sho
Agade Zenye Zame Tawata Jepame Chiri Temeshin Dinze Kodam de la Jadana Donyin Jason de Juvela Chijis Zekashi Dindu Chana Vema de Zenye Soa de Sashin de Lusho Bandin Zevela Maramash Agi Jura Benin Akadi Chimbe Condition de Gosanto Jungu Zedo Sos Hai Dangza Gulong Da Anzu 다 되베 디기다 미데베 동네 탐제 세야게 짜와 지 셴벤라라 레기원이다 아니마 테리네 지 가주투도 비 셴벤 글로시게 되와시 디에치드네 촌이야다 퇴야다 삼야다 꼬미야다 어디서 지긴 선배군네네 군노 전주심 군노 야고 시게 되와시로
assuming the correct motivation that we want well-being and want to remove suffering, and the source behind that is concern for others' welfare, beneficial intention of kind heart. So today one will listen with that concern for others' welfare, going to hear, reflect, and meditate on the Dharma with bodhicitta.
That is Dindagic to you down some you down come you chung the Gavasangu in Chimche Kaogumra.
So that opportunity today to hear, reflect, and meditate on Dharma is fortunate. One should rejoice in that fortune.
That's in Ben Taduk Chivala, Danang Begeshun Nation. She shall Simji Tamje, she is Sanji Komato with the Shigure. That the Sanji Gomasanamazana. Taduk Digidre. So la Taduk Digi, you know, and mission let Taduk Digi to down Rochechora. Or did to Yala, ne Sonam Soyat and Digdu Joya Nirich, and the Degi Sonam Soyat and Digdu Joyala, and the Kabdig and Del Hajet and Tibeconemozo. Yenla Dundan Tibecone, Sosa Tibja Chigio, the Day Chia Chidune, Dunginangalaya. Chi Kazare, Gandhi, which in Nene, in Chambogombo, Toganema. And a kissing shoe and she Timbakao, work out, Ranshi Timbakao. Ti Talane, Jerem Bushin heads of a say to a Nilas over, and the church said the Jaw Tanje. Dinginangalaya, and the Sonam Sauce Shingla. Digdujo says Shingla, and the Perochis, Jenny, and the Gulon and the Soshing said the Queens and the Gulon and Deji.
From the perspective of Buddha Dharma, the beneficial intention is cultivated in its ultimate sense in Buddhahood. To that end, one works for sentient beings with that state, or we could say Buddhahood is the final bliss. But in order to be able to lead all beings to that state, you yourself must accomplish it. In order to do that, one needs to collect a vast store of merit and purify misdeeds. In order to do that, one engages in the Guru Yoga of the 100 deities of the land of joy Tushita, which includes these 7 limbs. By visualizing in the space in front, the pure land of Tushita, where sits the protector Maitreya, and coming from his heart, a white cloud of light like rays emanate out, and seated there is Lama Tsongkhapa with his sons, and surrounded by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. In dependence on them, we collect merit and purify. So thinking with one's motivation, please come here.
아야 디니 당보디 티제 당보디 소신 세다 사들에 간델라제 군기 두고네 라가시도 그런 주죠. 세다죠. 네디 식수 세데 먼저 단도 검자약 되는데 레스르와.
Yeah. Well, we have just meditated on is the first verse proper, the request for you to come here now, where we read fourth verse down on page 53. From the heart of the protector of the 100 deities of the land of joy comes a cloud that resembles a mass of fresh white curd. Omniscient Losang Trokpa, King of Dharma, together with your sons, I request you to come here now.
다디네 예나 듄지 당보 냥엘레 메데베 소다 바사데. 듄지는 시리베데 지질라마 치베스 와지 달라데베 소나시 템바지 계시 슈스 서세도.
Yeah.
다디 듄지는 갈라 신지 베마 니마 다웨딩데 듄지는 시리베데 지질라마 케베 중거 제인세도. 제자 다 제르모치 네 베 통예wo 중대베 남바 가르스나다 단다 디고는 가서 먼저 추치기 인스 먼저 선남사기 아니 딕바장기 곰제기 롭존치기 인스 스기여와 디자 아니다 베 먼저 투 라마 투니고 쉬우지 총에 남바래 디인도 되게 아니 스스 지 딩진 냥엘레 메데 소와다 왔어야디 아니 스스 마옹발래 지 라마당 니 대와 샤야 라메 체린 라메 아니 구즈데 주릉 부슈야 텐데게 소남사게 요인자 수수에 소남 체게 네지 체게 투마이베 치진당 텐데게 파제도 도야 어딘데게 소남라 첨보직 사게 요레스로
Naru. So then this next verse, requesting that the gurus do not pass into parinirvana but remain and teach. So in that space in front is the guru seated on a lotus moon and sun discs, and the aspect is that they are delighted with us, smiling as it says, of venerable gurus with white smiles of delight. Here they're pleased in the sense that we can practice Dharma, collect merit, purify our minds, study and meditate. And that's what pleases the Guru a lot, if we do that, and creating the cause for them not to quickly pass away. But also it means that in the future, again, our meetings with the Guru will not be poor. We will connect with them and cause them to have a long life. Plus, it stops any untimely obstacles from preventing us to practicing through the great waves of merit we accumulate. Yeah, so we should read up till then from the refuge. Top of page 53.
I go for refuge to the triple gem. I shall liberate all sentient beings to lead them to an enlightened state. I generate purely an enlightened motive. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I shall liberate all sentient beings to lead them to an enlightened state. I generate purely an enlightened motive. I go for refuge to the triple gem. I shall liberate all sentient beings to lead them to an enlightened state. I generate purely an enlightened motive. May the surface of the earth in every direction be pure, without even a pebble, as smooth as the palm of a child's hand, naturally polished as is lapis lazuli. May all space be completely filled with the material offerings of gods and men, both these set before me and those mentally created, as a peerless cloud of Samantabhadra offerings. From the heart of the protector of the 100 deities of the land of joy comes a cloud that resembles a mass of fresh white curd. Omniscient Losang Dragpa, King the Dharma, together with your sons, I request you to come here now.
Venerable Guru, with white smiles of delight, seated on lion thrones, lotus and moon in the space before me, I request you to remain for hundreds of eons
in order to spread the teachings and be the supreme field of merit for my mind of faith.
다 니버디 차세wen 라로 신제 중국주의 로드 툭스도 아니 툭 산제기 툭라 다 제름 뭐친 툭규라 사제님이 이시 이거인상 딜래야 대준배다 조리기어서든 제가 탐제기 툭라 툭이 연된 점에고네 툭라 되어봐 계산나외 준줄이 시송스니 계산해야 돼 아니 dü자 깨와단 템바서 제가 제름 뭐친 템바단 제야 단대 뒤즈데 깨와 상부인 말로 왕랑도 잠불링 따라가 도와나네 도와나네 미 하자뉴뉴를 튼두다 미체가 하자미 하자뉴뉴 말한지 상을 미망고 인테가스네 네 도와 심지 신다가 당게지 좀나 미 하자뉴뉴래로 아니 미나네야 네 알아서 최진이다 최마진이잖아 나 최마진이 망보도 하든가 최 캐말린 거라 망보도
Yep.
안데 나네 최양다보다 낭보다 지와 최잖아 네 넘블링 나라다 이슈다 카제도 배식 전부도 알아 힌두도 저저게 다둑산제 이고 마지다 게시게 요마라 낭바 하자 뉴뉴르도 낭바 다 낭베 나네 장 태보 준비하기 최 진이 하자 뉴뉴래 네 나네다 잔도 제름 붙인 땜바다 제제 진짜 진이 된 거네 개와상보인 버 계산 나외 진주에서 제름 붙인 게 진짜기 뒤자들라 나외진 뒤 제름 붙인 제조 승부도 좁게로 알아서 단달롭 좀 제열 그래서 땅에 된다 줄루신다 카다마 말아 가 빼주신다 딱이 열어 닝마다 가지고 사제 빼져는데 따로 제름 붙인 빼져디 차베드 마다 따대로 아니 제르머싱이다 차베드 빼 카세보 타초보 코데보 로데보 쉬비도와
Yep.
너 칼라르 반스나베 수직도 오지 칼라 야부 쉬비지래도 칼라 야부도 찍사니 아니 칼라 신다도 산이 마드니르 책도
Yep.
빼제 신다도 로이네 직 토르된 여러지 봐 일단 야부다 여러다 그래서 안아지지는 안한 레메인기로 봐도 어딘데 용구도 와셔서 제일 멋진 게 숭대 하장게 계산나외 진지를 시에 숭세야 돼. 내가 직 요래라 많이 마시지. 단단 거에서 요 말한데 배전시도나 제 요래서 봐. 가시 직 요래서 때야 주는 요던데 용구도 같은데 말에. 그래서 때야 요래 수수 배전시도나 요래 계산나외 진지를 시에 숭. 다와비질 하면 제베 꾸스 되네. 꾸 사연은 제일 멋진 게 꾸래야. 또 다 류가 예수님이고네 네 차세와 기생도 그베드베 텔데네 소남 류가 예수님이네 거네 디드줘야 당 산제지 구성도 그 진럽줘야 딘데기 네 상인자 차세에 인라 디네가 전부 셰그 요레스로
The next verse that deals with the limb of prostration to Lama Tsongkhapa, your minds have the intellect that comprehends the full extent of what can be known. So we are firstly prostrating to the qualities of Lama Tsongkhapa's omniscient mind, the wisdom mind, the cease that is in the non-duality, and then so prostrating to that aspect, and your speech with its excellent explanation, second line, becomes the hair of the ornament of those of good fortune. So this second one about being fortunate to come across Lama Tsongkhapa's teaching, Buddha-dhamma, if we look at this world we are in, humans are way less than animals, although it might seem to you that humans are a lot. Animals are way more. And within those humans that are in this world, there are those that practice Dharma or spirituality, if you will, and those that do not. And those that practice some other traditions, Christianity, Islam, there doesn't seem to be there a clear path to the enlightened state of perfect Buddhahood. And even within those that practice Buddha Dharma itself, those practicing the Mahayana vehicle are less, and even within that, to have the fortune to come across Lama Tsongkhapa's teachings is of great fortune. for those students that get to hear it, because Lama Tsongkhapa composed 18 volumes or scriptural treatises, which are extremely clear, and it is not to fault the other Tibetan traditions, such as Sakya and Nyingma, but from what I've read, Lama Tsongkhapa's compositions are extremely clear, accessible, easy to read, deep. It would be likened to eating some really delicious food that once you've had a taste of it, you wouldn't want to go back to less, food that doesn't taste as good. And also reading the other texts from my small experience then, these teachings of Lama Tsongkhapa are not scattered, or at least I've had the karma to see it like that. So, and then not just to say that you have come across such teachings, but to actually recognize that you have them, and some people might say they have them, but they can't rely on them, So here you are then prostrating to those qualities, firstly the physical qualities, then the speech and the mind. Firstly as a means to purify our non-virtues of body, speech and mind, but secondly to invoke the blessings of holy body, speech and mind. Yep.
Sonam Saba de Dobge, Maumbola, Devu Lapchamboji Yorwa.
Yeah.
Cheda the Kananzo de Konyoji, King Ashoka, Zambulin, Sergi Chuden Korambe, Boom Shambre, Sergi Chuden, Taga Saga Chuden Marda, Saga Chuden, the Chiwashan Chiwa. Inserva that the talent, Kawa in a Chuden, which give Ashoka Sharison, Jagana Daba. Hello, Jaga Mev Serva, Afghanistan, the Pakistan, the Duzamala, Shoes the one nation, the Duzama, Lover, that Mev Serva, Be Pangura, the Mulling, the Legy Mev Serva, Pangushore, and then the talent, the Indonesian, the Dua Mangwajilla, and the Chudenje, the China, some Mangwaji, give Ashoka, Shanjo in Yaredo, talent, the Pemangudora, Chesa, Chiwajik. And Sergi Chuden Boomjian, Sergi Chuden Darwa, Sergi Chuden Boomjian is a mulling. Tinde Sonam de connection was it, Sanje Wusumji Galaya, Java Ashoka, Java the Buchin Jezero, Sanje Wusum, who say, Shobe, the Sonyon Pigiora, Chedan Sonyon Pay, the Mission Dala, Sonam Saya Kuga Naya Chi to Sanje Pigiora. And Puguchin the mission dagger, the Nana Kala Pugura. And Puguchin dig and the Chamayora Chema. Chema Baruka, Kurang Bugdi Simna, and Chema Baruka, the saying Tange, Sanjay Klunsin on la Pudua. Chedan Cheme Tanda Yambe, Maum Balayane, and Chedin Shayag, Sonam Sayade, Tindegi, Sonamla Dene Chumores Chedanzo. Gusaura, Jumasana de Yungumara. Dozo da bedouin ya washibjire rwa ta tela soba mangboyo rwa.
The next limb of offerings, we offer things that are pleasing or attractive. So as we have done here on the left, on the table, but also things that you offer mentally with your mind. And this serves a couple of purposes. The first is that you are generous, and it is an antidote to miserliness. Secondly, the amount of merit accumulated from offerings is vast, isn't it? Because the result, there will be a great result in the future from that, akin to the story of King Ashoka, who was able to build Kasa Bumchik, Tambo Stupa Bumchik. Segi Bumchik. Ale. So he was able to build 100,000 golden stupas, and then Chevasana, a million. Then a million ones that were not gold. And a lot of these were built but are now no longer to be seen. They have been destroyed. Some in India have been destroyed, but also they were in Afghanistan, Pakistan. They've been now taken down. We can't see a lot of them in the world, which is sad. But some of you might have seen some stupas in Thailand from that period. But the fact that Lama Ashoka was able to build so many golden stupas, 100,000, and those other ones was due to merit. At the time of the previous Buddha, called Clear Light or Usung, there was a child at that time who, when the Buddha went for alms, or the alms round, and the sole reason the Buddhas do that is to give beings the opportunity to create merit. So then that child, seeing Buddha go for rounds, picked up handfuls of dust and sand, yeah. And then with great devotion, thinking that they are gold, placed them into that Buddha's begging bowl. So then, as were the number of those grains of sand, he was able to build that number of stupas in the future. So this is just one of a great many stories of cause and result. Yeah.
근데 제가 rabde chung네 세디 매버차라 단다 셔르보다 뭔가 부들 다들 가려 유진 가려서데 단다디 여보 제지 세라선 내년에야 딜래야 고메세 진신이 지게네 좀 된데래야 디 네디 부야셔디 여보들 아디 좀로 치실래디 여보들 디그리스 전한데 세게 copy na linga de 닝조 be linga korang ge da linga de ge linga dang sa shibje yoser wa dumra che medo dumra an dige changma se cups na nge chona zong us da ge bo de ko se cup thuk mar tin zera an go me se jing be de da korang be chongba chongba shibje da ko na ge je phoba yin jin de zong cha da zong je ne sa je changma se ge cup je ne ge bo be hang sa ne and Javoga say on about the jailer de la Jumdin de Shuksata Tende Cameron, Jumdin de Dendishun de la Yada, Jumdin de Luguna Mancha near the Shugoro on Dege Sonam, da Jumdin de la and in the church chess at Jumdin de Shuksa Puva, Dendega Sonam, the Sajakora Sage covered Dendega Sonam la Dene. Yawashima Jawalan Dune la Vetilia, say Nimdo Yongura, Chesawa Dig to Susama Sonam Choba Puve. 초보부에게 소남레스와
부구디 케베캅라 그런 상기기 들었어요.
그래요. 상기 셔지도.
케원님마디
총벌.
케원님마디 상기기 들어 말이.
들어래.
직벌에. 신의 양케.
이래요. 대신에 겨울에네 부근한테 되어라.
The story also at the time of Shakyamuni Buddha, that when the child was born, gold would issue forth from the hand. And when the gold had come, and yet another piece of gold would come, be produced from the palm. But that production of gold stopped after that being became ordained. So then the question was asked of Buddha by Sharipu and Madhgalyana, why is it that, now the gold has stopped, or what was the cause of the gold coming from that child's hand? To which the Buddha told that story of, in a previous life, that person had been a businessman, right? A businessman. Huh? the name of the person, I'm not sure in English. Yeah. So then the businessman karisa sangye chepa puegi kulongzbe.
Mare sanje la chushesa ke saja puro.
Yeah.
Chushesa dan shuksa puro.
Oh, yeah. So at that time, the business person wanted to make a place where the Buddha could teach, where Dharma could take place, Shakyamuni Buddha's Dharma could take place. But in order to do that, had to acquire some land from a king who owned the land. So he approached the king to purchase the land. And then the king replied, Garden, yeah. Yeah, the garden, flower garden. The king said, if you can cover it in gold, right, you can buy it. So he could cover that garden in gold. Yeah, and then the land was acquired. The Durduna, DJL, crisis.
And the Puig Sonam Tigi and Joachimalaya, the Seoya Gumzinti.
Okay, so the result of the gold coming from the child's hand was that they had acquired that land. Yeah, they had offered that land to the Buddha and the followers so that Dharma could take place.
The Mudi, Draw Simjation and Pemba Bashigro, the Gulon Rally or Tarwa. Gulon the Simjation and Pemba, Sanjay Shusa, and the Inza Gulon the Sangushi in that, the Jawadi Yawaji Chadu.
Okay, what's being said is that the intent of the motivation to benefit sentient beings, so that sentient beings benefit, and the doctrine of enlightenment, of Buddhahood stays, it's the intention, and then with that intention, the action becomes great. Right, so let's keep reading the rest of the Guru Yoga.
So beginning with page 53, your minds have the intellect. Your minds have the intellect that comprehends the full extent of what can be known. Your speech with its excellent explanations
becomes the air of the ornament. Your body is so radiantly handsome with the glory of renown. I prostrate to you. Worthwhile, pleasing water offerings, various flowers, fragrant incense, light, and scented water.
A notion of actual and visualized cloud-like offerings I present to you as if
What are the non-virtues of body, speech, and mind I have accumulated from beginningless time, and especially any transgressions of my 3 vows.
I confess again and again with fervent regard from my heart.
From the depths of our hearts we rejoice, O protectors, in the great waves of your deeds.
You who strove to learn and practice this degenerate age, and made this meaningful by abandoning the age worldly feelings. O holy and venerable Lama,
from the clouds of compassion that form the skies of your Dharmakaya wisdom,
please release a rain of vast and profound Dharma, precisely in accordance with the needs of those that are trained.
I dedicate
what virtues I have ever
collected for the benefit of the teachings and for all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of the Venerable Losang Drakpa to shine forever, by directing
to the fields of the Buddha of this mandala on a base resplendent with
flowers, saffron, water, and incense, adorned with Mount Meru, the 4 continents, and the sun and the moon.
May all sentient beings be led to these fields. On
Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamyatayami. I send forth this jewel mandala to you, precious Gurus,
by the force of having fervently requested in this way.
Hollow rays of white light are emitted
from the hearts of the Venerable Father and his 2 sons, the ends of which combine into one and enter the crown of my head. By the white nectar, the colour of milk, that comes through the pathway of the tube of white light, I am cleansed of all sickness, disturbance,
the non-virtues, obstacles, and their instincts without exception,
and my body becomes as pure as clear as crystal.
Dishvara, great treasure of compassion, not aimed to existence, and Manjushri, master of flawless wisdom, Vajrapani, destroyer of hordes, and jewel of sages of land of snows, Lakshmanjapa, and make requests.
Mimi zewe de je Timi jimbe wampo jambe Tupo malu jamzi zombe Kanchen chepe zuchen zombaba Sendrape shapla sowa de Mimi zewe de je Timi jimbe wampo jambe Tupo malu jamzi zombe Kanche kewe zonje zombaba Lo sandrape shapla sowa de Mimi zewe de je Trime jembe umbo jembe ya Tupo malu jamzi zombe Kanche kewe zonje zombaba Lo sandrape shapla sowa de Mimi zewe de je Trime jembe umbo jembe Tupo malu jamzi zombe Kanche kewe zonje zombaba Lo sandrape shapla Mimi zewe de jinjere ze Timi jimbe ungun jimbe ya Dugwa malu jimze sawe Kanje kewe zoje zongwa Lo sandra pe shala so Mimi zewe de jinjere ze Timi jimbe ungun jimbe ya Dugwa malu jimze sawe Kanje kewe zoje zongwa Lo sandra pe shala so Des Aya dang zo Simgi mixima de zitarwa. Dunyi nanga nema de chuji gyawa sedan chewe kune ma nebe du zewe se che chawa paba na shin papso ten. Nende su ge lugi. Tadanda dere kanshi tome zine sawe lunga isi migi chigi na kiawar domo songa nine chuwa chuwa suso sha sede. Ta su le migi wa chewe shinde na ya ten je simna la kyo sha thakwa che. Nene de ya, nene de tende ge dikwa de ye tsangma ji. 수수 수분하나지 카도 낙고로 오지 된대지를 매워요 되지 아니데 주주겨서다 저 탐제게 우승도 왜세 까보디가 수수디 마 대외서 싫어봐 디그리디게 봐 대와 수분주디 먼저 타고 마 다루도 어디나 신시제 네 수고 배워랑 신치 장마차 대장마세 네 산제 구송도 진랍 조송 룡아 유송 딕립장 산제 구송도 진랍 조송 텐제 어떤 데서 이제 심기 되게서 민지마 되서 단쇼스로
Now we should recite mentally that mantra quietly, but whilst visualizing the downward flowing nectar-like shower of rain. Imagine like one is washing the body with the nectar-like rays. Here, what are purified are the non-virtues of body, speech, and mind, as it says in the confession limb. Whatever non-virtues of body, speech, and mind I've accumulated from beginningless time. So, with great regret, you imagine that those misdeeds that we have done within us are like a kind of dark, dirty water, but as a result of the shower of nectar-like rain, or like cleaning out, it cleans out the body like having a very strong shower. So then the body becomes in the nature of light. Those non-virtues are purified of body, speech, and mind that you have done, but also you get the qualities, the blessings of enlightened beings, body, speech, and mind.
that Dibashabe Negola, and this is Marchebe, Lemigo, Susie Tendo to Supaya, watch it say that temperature. Only did a lot, Nipa Tas or Tinge. That's how much has on Tinge, Tawachi, Susie Yijiche. And the name, sometimes you mares, Pendo mares.
Those non-virtues that you can recall that you have committed, imagine now that they're completely purified. That's very important, that you have that conviction. Then you don't need to keep bringing them up again.
Oh, yeah, that one's Ujula Dine. Yanjaya, Tabachi. Kissing Shevana Shinsheva. Uksu Tian do any Dungi Nangala. And that Dungi said of Shan. That is number 7 women and Jig you and Mevach and Euro.
Yeah.
And daily dinner Meva Yuna, Tela Dine, Chinlab the Euro. The again. Chinlab the Susanaguna to Leva Zamjane, Luigi. Jig Nazadang, semi Dungetos Pa Shiche. Ti Pa Upa down to the Luigi Nazad, semi Dungetos Pa Chilo la turns on 10. Although she Ujumala Dane and the days she come Jafasra.
Now visualizing, combining with breathing exercise. So keeping one's visualization on the Guru, the enlightened beings in front. And if you don't have a very clear visualization of them, it is fine just to believe they are there, because getting the blessings depends on your conviction. So those blessings enter into your nostrils so that any physical sickness is purified, any mental worries and thoughts are dispelled on the out breath.
That's Lui Be Tambo Simi, they were Chaso, Tinji Chorusra.
Body has well-being, the mind is clear. Think in that way.
Tadine Uktunga, de Samustan, and the Tangajim. Tadare Tanga, Nishizaji Savjab. Nishizaji lesson Yama Javla Levos of Jab, Zero Savjab, and the lesson and the same Tadawa Digana. Kagala de Shaji Desra.
Now, thinking on the cycles of breath, first recognize the quicker breaths, the shallow ones. When you've settled on that, begin to count up to 21 cycles, and from 21 back down to 0. When you reach 0, place the mind in the peace of the present moment and abide there.
Oh yeah, that tanga jensam shaje ne. Ug jesu to samno ug kawa to ta je thama de la ug lu la pa timbe cha de la lu ji de la ga ran shi samno ta. Tende we de ne shenben chanju semji semni tenje ne de la de ji samno ta ji desro.
Suspending the count of breath and just being aware where the breath goes in the body, following it with the mind, watching the breath dissolve in the body. There appears a vacuity in the middle of the body, and the nature of white light is that clear mind in the nature of bodhicitta, beneficial intention. Place the mind there.
Oh yeah, that gawa gum su ju le ya tende ge sem. Ene chambe sim chanju sim ji yo te yang ja gawa gum lo.
Again, rejoice that one's mind has that beneficial intent of bodhicitta. Rejoice in that.
Oh yeah, that is lo.
We'll dedicate now.
Up to page 31 for the short mandala. Sashi
Poshe Jushe Meto Tram Mira
Rabling Genie Digan Padi
Sangye Shingdu Mete Owaji
Dragunanda Shingla Jopasho Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamnir Yatayami. With a separate page.